I really hope that we are recording this the day before a Nintendo Direct, and I really hope that Gen 9 is not announced tomorrow.
Dear God, we better not get Gen 9. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Thunderstorm. I'm Kaznarious, and with me is the unnamed guest.
Yo, what's up?
And we are here to talk about Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Two games that everybody loves right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. So let's get down to brass tacks. Uninvited guests. Whose house I'm in right now. Like, these are good games, right? Like, these are good games.
They're good games, buried under like a pile of issues.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. And I'm a little almost annoyed that I enjoyed them as much as I did.
Yeah.
In a weird way. I wish that they were actually kind of worse.
Yeah.
To the point in which I could go like,
yeah, fuck them.
These were bad.
Fuck them this year.
But no, I was like, it's still Pokemon somewhat. I'm having fun. It's not as good as older Pokemon games.
Yeah.
I would say I don't think the open world worked too well. But
we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. But just because of the sheer lack of polish and the issues, like, you know, glitches and general performance problems, make it hard for me to, like, really want to like this game. But I do like this game.
Yeah, so, well, we're right into it. So, you know, last time we were doing this, it was Pokemon Legends Arceus, and that was a game that I feel like we both defended quite a bit. It was Game Freak's incompetence, the graphics looked like shit, but it was still relatively fun, and we kind of like said to, you know, everyone online was saying shit like, I'm not gonna pay X amount of dollars because the game looks this shit, and now it's like, this is completely undefendable.
Yeah, and honestly, to a point, it feels like the game kind of looks worse than Arceus. I'm sure that if I were to compare them back to back, it actually is probably a moderate improvement.
I think it's an improvement, but it's
although
it's when you take into the account that the game runs at a fucking slideshow pace that
actually, I weirdly, for the most part, most of the common frame drops I got used to pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But there were areas like the tag tree line or something. Anytime there was a lot of foliage, that game tanked.
Yeah.
And it tanked in a way that it just like slowed down the whole game. It wasn't like it was skipping frames or anything. It just slowed everything down.
Man, how about that first time you go into a classroom and you see all the other students in the classroom and those
Oh,
motherfuckers look like they're all at like 5 frames per second, like
yeah,
Mario Kart 64 shit. Like, what is going on with this game?
Yeah, that was bad. So technically, I don't actually want to talk about the technical stuff too much because honestly, it's a boring topic. The game looks ugly and runs badly,
and everyone says that.
Yeah,
and
that's all. But what I will say is that it is a combination of Game Freak being bad. Game Freak is not really that good a developer at making games that like run. They just struck gold with Pokemon. That's what Game Freak is. They struck gold, but they're not actually that great. I'll admit that. But there's also a problem of timelines, and this is probably more of a Pokemon Company thing than a Game Freak thing. The Pokemon Company wants the game to come out so that they have new merchandise. They have new plushies. They have a new thing to do in the anime.
It corresponds with the anime. Everything has to be connected and follow their timeline.
Yeah, so because of that, so this game came out 3 years after
Sword and
Shield, and it was developed concurrently with Legends Arceus and probably concurrently with the DLC for Sword and Shield. So it didn't even get those 3 years of full dev time. And because of that, it results in what we have. Now, Game Freak, Pokemon makes more money than God. So there's no reason that they can't have like 17 different studios making a Pokemon game outside of they know they don't have to.
Yeah, one way or another, we already know this sold 10 million copies, so
yeah,
that tells Nintendo, well, fuck it, do it again. It doesn't fucking matter. These dumbasses bought it. There is no problem. In fact, there was a recent article as of last night of Nintendo saying, "Oh, there's been nobody's reported any issues to our team." Like that's
weird because they actually will let you refund it off digitally. Pretty easily.
I feel like that facade is going with that article coming out. There's going to be a giant backlash, and then a response will come out. But it's been really funny to see like the mental gymnastics they're pulling. Just be like, no, the game's fine. Like what's going on? 10 million copies, so it doesn't fucking matter. And we're technically both responsible for that. Or I'm not responsible, but like culpable, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we bought the game, whatever. The thing is, I had a good time with it, so I don't actually feel that bad, because I did have a good time.
Yeah.
Some people, I don't know, call me stupid for that. But,
well,
fuck them.
I think it's worth noting that you and I actually have the hot take on this channel, because Pork Chopper is very much in the camp that this game is shit.
Pork Chopper's taste in games sucks.
Well, here we go. But like based solely off of performance, Sliver just doesn't want to interact with this game, probably as a combination of performance and just not liking any of the new Pokemon, which is a weird take to me. And Rin, I think, also doesn't like this game because of its performance.
I think he's more just on the fence and he just can't buy it right now.
Okay.
Something like that.
Well, point is, we're the only two that got this game, and it feels like more than ever, somehow more than Sword and Shield, the Pokemon franchise is becoming more divisive, and that's weird. But enough about the controversy. We all know the game runs like shit. Let's talk about the actual game.
Yeah.
So
the part that kind of actually matters. Performance matters. It matters way less than a turn-based JRPG.
Yeah.
But it does matter, obviously.
Yeah, and I want to make a note about this because at the beginning of the year, I made my 2021 games list from worst to best. And the worst game I played in 2021 was Cyberpunk. Because, fuck, man, a 10 frame dip during a car chase is fucking awful. Like, you can't play the game, but a 10 frame dip in a turn-based RPG, like, again, I actually said this to you the other day. You said to me that the worst thing that could happen is that it eats your input.
You press down, it didn't work. It's not the end of the world.
The point,
on the other hand, in an active car chase, if it eats your inputs and it runs like extra slow, it's gonna feel extra bad.
Yeah, fuck you. You're probably gonna die.
Again, that's not really a defense of it because it still shouldn't have that kind of problem. It's just it affects it. It hurts the actual gameplay way less.
Yeah, and it's why I think both of us still enjoyed it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Anyway, let's actually talk about the gameplay.
It's that classic Pokemon that we were kind of scared was gonna go away for Arceus.
I was a little worried. I didn't expect it to actually go away. In review, Arceus Legends, its simplification in the combat makes a lot of sense for what it was going for. It was more about catching. It was not about battling. I think we even mentioned that in our podcast. So, I can totally accept it there. But now that we're back in a true mainline, I know they said Legends Arceus was mainline. It's not mainline. That was a side game. Now that we're back in the true mainline, it's good to have the real full combat back with abilities and held items and all that stuff. And it's
great.
Good. It's fine. It's Pokemon.
Yeah, it's Pokemon again.
I think the actual just you use a Pokemon against other people's Pokemon, that's perfect. It does not really need to change ever. They always add in the gimmick every generation, and we'll get into how we feel about the current gimmick later, but that's always like a little like a spice, but the actual core of it is perfect, and Pokemon's combat doesn't need to change.
Yeah.
The main thing that the only thing they need to do for its like combat is add new Pokemon, new moves, and new abilities. You know, just to add variety and have things to do.
Yeah, and lo and behold, they added more of that. I think we have one of the strongest lists of new Pokemon in this generation.
Okay. I wouldn't necessarily it's one of the... I mean, do you mean strongest in terms of competitive strength or strongest in terms of design?
Design.
I wouldn't exactly say that, but there were enough that I had to... So when I play a Pokemon game, I always use a full new team of like 6 of the new Pokemon. I don't use anything from the old games unless it's like a cross-gen evolution. Sure. But that's a different thing because that's still a new Pokemon. So there were enough Pokemon I liked that I had to, you know, pick what I wanted to use. I didn't go like, oh, these are the 6 I want, I'll use them. It was, these are the like 10 I want, what 6 do I want to use? Mm-hmm. And I had to go off of that. So that's a good feeling, actually, because that may make me want to replay the game and use some Pokemon that I didn't use, along with maybe some old favorites.
Yeah.
I guess that does bring us to the old conundrum of the Dex cut, which is still prevalent.
Yeah. Wow.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, we've gotten to the point where it feels like that's the last thing everyone's bitching about.
Yeah, I know, right?
Game Freak has solved the Dex cut by just making a fuck ton of other problems for people to hate.
I know, right?
Good job. Yeah. Bravo, Game Freak. You fucker.
For the way I play the game, it does not matter. It's fine, I guess, because I only use what I can catch anyway. So even if I can't bring something up, it doesn't matter to me, because I wasn't ever going to bring something up. But it does suck still. It will never not suck.
You just kind of have to hope that whatever you love is going to be added in the DLC. And even then, that's like...
I probably won't buy the DLC. I didn't buy the DLC for Sword and Shield. Yeah, my favorite Pokemon's been out for the last 2 gens. It was not in 8, and it's not in 9.
Yeah.
Feels bad. But it's fine, because I wasn't going to use it anyway. I used it in Legends Arceus, which was a side game that had basically no new Pokemon. It had a few. So that was the game perfect for just using old favorites. Ugh. But whatever. It's fine. I'm not mad. I'm not really.
Not mad?
That's not me coping. But anyway, we were talking about the new Pokemon. Yeah, I think it's a decent batch. Like, I don't think... There's a few that I look at and go, like, what the hell is this? But
such as? Hit me with one.
I
bet I love it.
But I love
you can't talk shit about Toadscruel.
Toadscruel. No,
Toadscruel's fucking awesome.
I haven't seen the pre-evolution Toadscruel, the one.
Yeah.
It's run animation.
Yeah, runs away. Yeah, it's great.
I don't know what Toadscruel's run animation is like.
Oh, but... it's like a boing like spring thing. Like it constantly jumps up and down.
Okay,
at
that's
you.
pretty good.
And there's like a really annoying jump sound to go with it. It's wonderful.
Yeah, those convergent evolution things. It's basically just regional variant again. That is what it is, but they're allowed to be... I think they have different base stats, whereas I think most regional variants had similar base stats. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But you know what? It is the same thing with a different flavor, and I'm fine with it. It doesn't matter. I wish they had used Pokemon that weren't Gen 1 Pokemon for it. And the fact that there's only 2 is a little weird. Why would you introduce this new concept and only use it twice? But, again, it's not really a new concept.
Is it 2?
Yeah, they had... there's Wiglet and there's Toadscruel.
But there is also the Wooper one.
No, that's a regional variant.
Oh, right. Okay. Right, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird that they have both in the same game.
Why is it both? Like, just kind of pick one.
Pick one and move on.
Yeah.
But it's fine. They are literally the same thing, effectively. Yeah. They just have a different name. But, I mean, it's a real thing that happens. There's animals that look like each other despite not being related at all.
Yeah.
And I can... whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a fun concept. I never thought I'd need to see a tentacle on ground, but here we are. So, I mean, I love that. I think this is probably... It's my personal favorite batch of starters since... I want to say Gen 6, probably. Maybe Gen 5.
I like the Gen 6 ones, actually, generally. There's only one in Gen 6 I really don't like.
Yeah. I don't know. I like... Okay, the bird gets a little weird, but I kind of like the weird peacock thing going on with its tail.
Yeah, I don't like the bird, but I'm okay with the other two.
Yeah,
they have grown on me. I wish Skeledurge.
Yeah, Skeledurge.
Dirge, that's it. Skeledurge's mouth was more like real teeth, but whatever. I'll accept it.
I love it. I love its design. Its whole. Okay. Yeah, they need to stop giving Pokemon jobs. It's weird. They're animals. What the hell?
Yeah.
But Skeledurge's whole thing is that the weird fireball thing that you see that's like on top of its nose, when it uses Torch Song, that fireball becomes like a microphone with a mic stand, and then it like sings, I guess, and it like shoots out as like a torpedo, and it's a cool ass concept. I don't know. And, after the last gen where, like, the Pokemon starters all looked weirdly humanoid, like, I kind of like having my big dumb crocodile back.
Yeah, there's some niceness in the fact that, Skeledurge looks like a crocodile, generally speaking, with some weird ornamentation. But it walks on 4 legs, it does stand up to do its moves kind of thing, but that's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
The cat has digitigrade legs, which is good.
Yeah.
It's not Incineroar, which has just normal human legs and looks terrible. It has the actual legs a cat would have, even if it is standing up, and I don't like that.
Just as a side, you will find no love for Incineroar here, my friends.
Fuck that thing. I don't like the bird, but that's fine.
Yeah, well. Every gen's gotta have the one that's
the one that sucks.
The one sucks. So. But yeah, I do generally love these starters.
We should list the starters that suck at some point.
Yeah,
the worst one of each.
Just
gen.
rank that shit. Spoiler alert: Incineroar is number 1. So yeah, they're solid, and like it was to the point where I went into this game thinking for sure like Armor Rouge was gonna be on my team. But, like, part of making a Pokemon team for me is aesthetic. Like, it's both typing and aesthetic. Like, I want all my Pokemon to be in different, like, types of balls. As an aside, I really fucking loved the look of luxury balls in this game. I just thought they looked really nice. But every Pokemon needs to be in different balls. Preferably, everything needs to be a different type. And preferably, I want, like, a big, like, rainbow, like, a different differentiation of colors. And it's like... 2 fire types, 2 red things. And like between Armor Rouge and the Croc, I went with the Croc. And I kind of want to play through the game again and pick Armor Rouge.
Fair enough. Yeah, I had a similar thing when I was picking my, like, what Pokemon I actually wanted to use. I ended up only with 1 overlap. I had 2 poison types.
Sure.
But they both had secondary types that didn't match, so it was fine. But... yeah, no, it's... I mean, I boxed my starter. Even if I was okay with it, I still boxed it. I didn't like it enough.
Yeah.
There were cooler things.
So, yeah, I think it's a pretty good selection. I do think the weird future primordial themed Pokemon are all relatively cool. I do personally wish that they went a little farther with the future ones.
Oh yeah, the future ones, there's some of them where it's just like, it is the Pokemon, but it's made of metal.
It's a mech.
Where there are a few, like the future Hariyama, you wouldn't necessarily look at it and go immediately, oh, that's Hariyama.
Yeah.
I mean, you would because it does the big sumo hands, but it's not Hariyama with a metal sheen.
Yeah.
Which a lot of them kind of are.
I think design-wise, I think they should have just, I don't know, leaned into, like, weird future shit. Like, I want to see wires. I want to see, like...
I guess the problem with that is it's hard to do that without going like full Digimon, where they
Right.
just have a gun.
Gun, yeah. That was actually the next thing I was gonna say. Fuck it, give one a gun.
Give one a gun.
But
Why can't I just have Gundramon in Pokemon? Damn it!
But like actually though, like I don't know, they're from the fucking they're already mechs. Like, just go harder. Whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you know, Skeletor's is already firing off a weird magical fire torpedo. Like, just give him actual torpedo.
Yeah, they really do need to stop giving the starters jobs. I'm okay with like
Yeah.
Pokemon having like, oh, this is the blank and it's like a job, whatever. Technically, all fighting types have been doing that since forever.
Oh god, yeah.
I mean, their job is all certain kind of martial artist,
yeah.
but the starters need to stop having jobs. They just need to be a cool animal. You can base them off stuff. It's not. You can base things that aren't jobs.
Yeah.
You can go off of like mythology and stuff like that, or just a thing, a physical thing that exists somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of myths you have to work with, Game Freak. Not everything has to be a fucking soccer player. So I don't like that rabbit. So
It's not the worst one of those, Jim, but whatever.
It's not.
Which is sad.
Sobble really let me down. Jesus Christ. Wow. Makes me sad. Battling is here.
Yep, battling's here. Battling is good.
It's solid. Yeah, it's the same stuff, and it's great. So our gimmick this time around is terrestrializing. How do you feel about it?
I think the gimmick is fine on a mechanical level. Being able to change your Pokemon's type and then give that type like an extra boost of damage, so you get like a super stab, is good. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's not that exciting. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dying to terrestrialize my Pokemon the way I would have been like, oh, I really want to Mega Evolve.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like there were a lot of fights where I just didn't bother using it because I didn't need it.
Yeah, you know,
but
for all the cool possibilities of like, so like one of the I guess cooler versions of it is you know, in the trailer. Sorry if I'm cutting you off, but in the trailer for this, you know, the first time they showed off terrestrializing, it was Tyranitar, and he's about to get hit by a fighting type move. Tyranitar has 4 times weakness to it. Terrestrialized to Ghost type. Wow, interesting, fun. I don't know. Even having different Terra types and like going out of my way to like do the Terra raids and like find Terra Pokemon, like I don't know. I just never felt like I was pulling a gotcha ever. It was just kind of like, okay, well, if it's like the last like bit of this fight, I guess I'll just terrestrialize and get a bit more power as the stab. And it's, I don't know, yeah, gameplay wise to the story, it's okay. Like it's fine. It's not, and it's not like something that's overly intrusive like the fucking like Z moves. I'm currently playing through the battle tree in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and like it is a nightmare because the people you go up against can have both Z moves and Mega Evolutions, and there's so much time wasted going through those animations.
I can definitely see why they remove the previous gimmicks. Going forward, honestly, if I had my choice, I would have just said stick with Megas and move on.
Yeah.
There's no need to have a new gimmick every time.
Yeah.
But now that there is a new gimmick every time, we can't bring them all back. You can't have Dynamax terrestrializing Z moves,
especially
and
Dynamaxing.
Megas.
Fuck, I almost forgot about that. Yeah.
Like, you can't have all of that at the same time. So, I'm fine with them removing them now. It does lead to a thing of like, who cares if this gimmick sucks, because
we're just gonna get
just gonna get rid of it. And the biggest flaw of terrestrializing is it looks ugly. It is really ugly.
God, the hats.
That is because I don't mind it mechanically. Mechanically, it's fine. The way it looks, it's terrible.
Why did they?
It's not even the crystal sheen. Just making your Pokemon look crystally. That'd be cool. I'd actually like that.
Yep.
The hats are garbage. They look like shit. Every single one of them.
Yep. All garbage.
I think the only one that can look kind of okay is the bug one, because it basically just gives them a set of bug antennae. And it's not that bad, but it's not good either.
Ugh.
And then it leads to the way it's used throughout the game. The way the gym leaders use it, and the way like champions use it and stuff, is the dumbest possible way to use it.
Yeah.
It's you go in, you go into the grass guy, and he's got a bunch of grass types. So I'm like, okay, I'll use my fire type. And I wipe all his Pokemon with the fire type. He finally sends out
Whoa, Sudowoodo!
Sudowoodo.
Oh shit! Wow,
Okay.
that's a problem.
Well, yeah, fire type, rock type, that's not good. And then he just turns into a grass type. It's like, well, thanks, you just helped me. I had a strategy going in, and you've helped me.
This happens every time.
It happens
every
time.
fucking time.
Now, it's weird, because you would think the best way to do it would have him send out a grass type who turns into a rock type.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like, he terrestrializes it to a totally different type to counter you. Maybe to make the gym battles more interesting, but they don't. He just goes to grass type. Because any fight, all the gym battles were very easy because of the monotype teams. They always are. But, like, later fights against, like, rivals and stuff, who actually have a varied team, can actually be somewhat difficult, especially if you don't... So, I'll talk about the removal of set in a second, but, like, they removed the set style, but I still play with it. I refuse to swap my Pokemon when the game gives me the free swap.
Ditto.
So, because of that, when they send out a Pokemon, when I defeat a Pokemon, they might send out something that totally counters me.
Yeah.
And I actually have to deal with it. Whereas with gym leaders, that will basically never happen outside of the few cases they have a dual type that counters you. And that doesn't happen too often. It happens in the normal type because he has a few normal flyings. And, only fighting is good against normal. But even that is not a common thing. So, it's dumb. They really need to work on gyms. They need to give gyms some kind of like, yeah, I know I'm the water type, dude. That's why I have this, to counter grass types. But they don't do it.
That legitimately, yeah, like you said, that should have been what terrestrializing was.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, my ace actually turns into something that might fuck up your shit. And now you gotta switch.
Yeah, and then terrestrializing has a second problem of like, yeah, my Terra type is electric, but my Pokemon can't learn electric type moves, so I have to use Terra Blast.
Yeah.
This is the only one you can use, which is effectively just Terra Hidden Power. Which is fine, I guess. They removed Hidden Power, though, so that's lame. Why didn't they just bring Hidden Power back? And instead of having it be based off your, what's it called? Instead of having it be based off your IVs,
yeah.
It was just based on what the Terra type was.
Huh, yeah, I guess they could have done that.
You don't have to terrestrialize, this is based on your Terra type.
Oh, well.
There's no reason not to just bring Hidden Power back for that. That would have worked. I'm sure some people would have been annoyed that they would have to go through the annoying grind it is to change your Terra type, but it is an annoying grind, I'll admit. But that's minor. It's minor in the long run, compared to some of the old ways you had to do to get a fully competitive Pokemon team. Now, I never actually did this. What happens when you swap out a Terra-typed Pokemon? Like, if you pull it back and then throw it back out, does it stay Terra-typed, or does it go back to normal? Because I literally never did it.
I think it goes back to normal.
I assume it goes back to normal. It's not like Megas, where they would stay changed.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, I could be wrong. I have no idea. I never did it. Because generally, when I Terra typed, I was going for a sweep, and I generally did it, or the Pokemon died at some point. I guess some of the AI is pretty brain dead. They always are. It
is what it is.
Against the champion, so my main Pokemon throughout this whole thing was Cerulean Edge. That was what I would describe as my main Pokemon. The champion sucks. Champion's terrible. Her team is. She uses a Go-Goat.
Yeah.
But her final Pokemon.
But she looks so awesome.
Shut up. She does not. Her final Pokemon is Rock Poison. And I'm using my Fire type, my Fire Ghost. So, they have the advantage. They should win that. But she Terra types to Pure Rock, and then hits me with a Ground type move.
What the fuck?
I'm like, okay, I have Brick Break, so I win. Thanks, dumbass. Because I looked up the moveset online afterwards. She has Terra Blast. So she could have hit me with rock-type Terra Blast, and it definitely would have killed me. Whereas using Earth Power did not. It left me with half HP at least, enough to kill her. So...
Yeah, no.
Also, I think she has like a speed down nature or something, because I was faster, and I was not that many high levels above her. Doesn't matter. Now, I do think I know why it did that. I think I know why the AI did that. It's because Terra Blast is listed as a normal type move. So the AI was like, this is a normal type move. It will not work
against ghosts.
On your ghost type.
I see.
Even though, while terrestrialized, it would have been a rock type move, so it would have worked. The AI was just too stupid to realize that, and it was like, Terra type is normal. Normal doesn't work against ghosts.
Two possibilities, both very stupid. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So that was annoying. It was that, and then it's funny because I did the post game, and she's the final fight of the post game, and she did it again.
Oh.
She did the exact same thing again.
Oh no, Squilliam, no.
And I was like, no, you can't do this to me. You can't let me win again.
I didn't do the post game, just because I know I'm gonna play through this entire game again. My girlfriend hasn't played a Pokemon game since Black and White. Or rather, she's played a couple and she hasn't been able to beat them. And she wants to play it co-op with me. And from what I know about this game's co-op is it's basically you can just kind of both be in the world, do fights, and catch Pokemon like individually in the same session.
Yeah.
And it's pretty like...
It's pretty underwhelming.
Yeah.
It's just like if, me and you were in the same room playing on our DS games.
Huh.
It doesn't actually change anything.
Yeah, I mean, they can see you battling.
I know.
But it's like...
I've seen some funny webms. But...
Oh, yeah. That's how, like, the terrible, like, body dysmorphia glitches happen.
Oh, yeah. There's some weird things with the multiplayer. I have not used it.
Yeah.
The only multiplayer I did was I did a few surprise trades for fun, where someone gave me gave me Gimme Ghoul, the treasure chest one, and I was like, wow, neat. I have no idea where you catch this. I actually have no idea where it is in the entire game, but I have one because I got it in my first surprise trade. I preferred when they were called Wonder Trades. Small nitpick. I liked Wonder Trade better.
The whole game's ruined. So yeah. Co-op, one day they will go full effort and finally give us our co-op campaign.
Our full double battle co-op campaign.
God, if I have to go through another fucking Pokemon game where two people are waiting at a gate for me and they both fight me one-on-one, I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
Yeah,
just do a double battle.
Double battles.
Come on.
Double battles are severely underrepresented in this game because of a huge issue. This is a huge issue I have with the game. Trainers do not force you into battle.
Yeah.
Trainers will only fight you if you talk to them. And because of that, the game cannot force you into double battles. Because in most other Pokemon game, if two people saw you at the exact same time, such as like spinners, they would both walk up to you and you would enter a double battle. Or there were NPCs that were, double battlers. They were like, twins or couples or something. This game doesn't have any of that. Unless there is a random trainer out in the wild that will challenge you to a double battle, I didn't meet him. But I don't think he exists.
No. I don't think so either.
The only time double battles show up is the ghost type gym battle.
Yeah.
Which I was happy to find out was still a double type battle.
I think you mean the cringe type. Oh, sorry, that's reserved for the streamer. Jesus Christ.
Oh no, man. When I got to the ghost type and they have like the little rap battle beforehand, I was reminded of how cringe freestyle rap battling is. But anyway,
what you're telling me is you're not a rapper.
God no. But what was it? I was happy in the post game. She is still a double battle.
Oh, that's good.
Which is nice. I was worried that in this post game it would give me just a normal one-on-one, but no. It was still double, which I didn't think about, so my team was not arranged properly for that. Made it slightly annoying at the beginning, still didn't lose. I don't think I lost once in this entire game.
I lost once, and that was because I weirdly teleported myself by jumping off of the railing in the school area. I teleported myself to like the path towards the Victory Road, or towards the Pokemon League. I didn't know I was at the Pokemon League. I fight this one kid. He's got a level 12 Pokemon, and I'm like, okay, so I'm in the right place. This is normal. Go to the next guy. He's like, whoa, hey kid, here's the Pokemon League. Let me give you. I'm fucking Driver Paco. Let me give you a taste of the Pokemon League. Sends out a level 56. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll get fucked. I guess that's my bad, but like, fuck.
Okay. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about like the actual battling. Battling is good. Battling is standard Pokemon, and that's good. New Pokemon designs are largely good.
Yeah.
So I guess we should talk about how it did the open world.
Yeah.
Now, I'm pretty negative about it. I don't think this was good at all, but I think you might be a little more positive. You start.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I like that. I like that you can do everything in. Okay, you can't do everything in any sequence. Obviously, there are different levels to things, but when I see that I can go do part 1 of the Star Road, or maybe the second gym, and then go to this and go to that, that is part of why I like the idea of replaying this game, because I like the idea of taking a different route that I didn't do my first time. I think that is something that it beats in Arceus, because Arceus, despite it also having an open world, confines you into these little areas that you have to do something in the story to progress to the next area. A lot of my time was spent just kind of looking around for items and just kind of fucking around in the open world. And I will say that in that regard, Arceus was the better experience. Arceus had alphas, which were part of why I loved that game. Actually, was a large part of why I loved that game was because of alphas, because you have a giant Pokemon that is a tough fight, that it can just waste your entire team and you could possibly catch it. And if you do catch it, it feels great because it's like this thing that's like bigger than fucking everything else. And it was just a really fun thing to find these things. That game seemingly did Pokemon naturally in the environments better than this. I will take a rando trying to kill my ass any day of the week over running into another fucking little bug on the ground while I'm riding.
Yeah, they definitely made some Pokemon models a bit too small. It's actually very annoying. It also makes it really hard to see them sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, like, I don't hate this open world, but I think that, it as a Pokemon game, it's a better game, but I think that Arceus might actually be just the better game. A lot of these environments are like incredibly generic, like field, incredibly generic mountain, the same fucking ice hilltop. Arceus had things like Fable Lake. It had things like the Snow Point Temple. When you go up Mount Coronet, you like start to find ruins and shit. Its world felt more fleshed out, and I felt like going through this, while I still had fun, it never felt like anything past very generic in terms of its locale.
Yeah. Well, so one thing I'll say here is that one thing that I think Arceus Legends did with its like open environments is because they are done in sections. Mm-hmm. They are allowed to be a little more handcrafted. There were more. I understood the maps in Arceus Legends by the end. I knew where things were and where to go. In this game, I didn't care. Everything was a big empty field. I didn't memorize where anything was. I just opened the big map and teleported to the closest spot and then walked in the direction that I wanted to go, while not actually paying attention to, like, topography and stuff. Like, I didn't care. Like, this in Arceus Legends, because of its smaller areas, you could actually learn them and see, like, oh, okay, this is this place. You can, like, place yourself just by standing around sometimes. You could actually learn them. This game, it's just a big empty field. It's just a big empty field.
Yeah.
And sometimes it has snow instead of grass.
And sometimes there are these towns where you can't go into, like, fucking any of the buildings except for, like, 2 of them.
Yeah, a core of Pokemon is robbing every house. Why can't I rob the houses anymore?
So, like, again, I love the idea of free sequence. I love the idea of doing everything at your own pace. I would love for Game Freak to continue that, but I agree with you in that we still need trainer routes. Like, we really desperately need, like, more of an emphasis there.
So I'm gonna here's my complaints with this open world. They have removed all real obstacles. To get anywhere, there isn't an obstacle. You go there.
Yeah.
You fight whatever's there, realize it's a higher level than you, so you go out into the big empty world of grinding opportunities. That's what the open world is. It's just a big empty map of grinding opportunities. That's what the game is. You grind, then you do the objective. And there's no actual obstacle between you grinding and getting to the objective. There isn't Mount Moon in the Gen 1 games. That's an obstacle to get to the next town. It's full of trainers and fights. Now, Pokemon's very easy because once you beat a trainer, he will never fight you again. Yeah. So even a child could get through it just by brute forcing. And that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But it also would feel good to get through it without having to go back to a Pokemon Center. Now, that's not a thing. You can just go anywhere. Trainers don't fight you. You can run away from every battle. You can always do that, but now you can run away from battles because they're not random encounters. You see them in the environment, so you literally can just move away. So they've removed all obstacles outside of the core, the core goals. And
just to go back to that, and it is really weird that trainer battles can't be started or can't have to be started, because you'd think in the open world Pokemon game where you have more opportunities to move around people, if you wanted to avoid them, you have way more options too.
Yeah. But because of this, they've removed all, I guess, level design from the game. The game doesn't really have level design anymore. Beforehand, at a certain point, you would have to go into the evil team headquarters, and there'd be a puzzle, and there would be trainers blocking your way, and you'd have to fight them. And someone thought of this and created it and put it. Now they're just okay, so this is the big empty field, make this topography, but the character can freely circumvent it anyway, who gives a shit. There's this area, it has this topography, but again, the player can circumvent all of it, it doesn't matter. Now, the game does try to lock you off at points, such as...
the last one, Great Chasm.
Yes, that's different. That's a story thing. But I'm more saying... So in order to get to the Electric Town, you generally...
yes.
In order to get to the town with the Electric Gym Leader, you generally either need to beat the fire team of Team Star, which is funny because that's a higher level battle than the Electric type Gym Leader, or you have to get the swimming ability by beating the Big Bird. Actually, wait, do you get specific abilities from the specific Titans?
I don't.
Or do you always get them in sequence?
I think I did the bird first, so...
Did you get swimming from the bird? Because I got swimming from the bird.
No, I got dashing.
You got dashing?
I think it's a sequence.
Oh, it's a sequence. Okay. Then, in order to get across, you either need to defeat 2 Titans to get the long jump, or you need to beat the fire section of Team Star because they have a roadblock. So they do try. I jumped the river anyway. I didn't even have the big jump. I still managed to jump the river. I don't think it was supposed to be possible, but I did. Which was fun. I like circumventing that kind of thing, but I don't know. Then there's the fact that every objective in the game has a level attached to it. You're supposed to be doing them at certain levels.
Yeah.
So the fact that I can do them out of order means nothing. Because if I manage to beat the ice gym leader, super early, the highest level gym leader, only goes up to 48. If I beat him, well, now every other gym's probably a joke. And it doesn't even matter. So I've ruined the experience by doing it out of order. So being able to do things in any order doesn't matter. You really should do... You really should go Bug, Grass, Rock Titan, Bird Titan, Electric Gym. There should be an actual order. I could maybe think of the actual proper order.
Oh, yeah. Just to clarify, I went full dick, big dick on all the Titan quest. I went straight for that shit because I wanted all my mobility options. And that shit was not easy.
No.
Oh,
I mean,
fuck.
yeah, there could be a fun in being able to do that. I won't lie, but there was a point where I did the Dawn Fan Titan 3rd. And then I went back and did the Bird, which you're supposed to do 2nd.
Yeah.
So I was doing the Bird 4th instead of 2nd, and it died in one hit. It wasn't even a fight. So it was well, I just kind of ruined this fight for myself because I did it out of order. Now, there is a solution. Well, sorry, there isn't a solution to this, but there could have been. Because they all have levels. They all have an intended level you're supposed to do them at. And if you talk to the nurse at the Pokemon Center, there's a what should I do next? So what they should have done was just have her tell you the next lowest level thing to do. She should always point you towards the lowest level thing to do next. She does not do that. She points you at the closest thing, which is useless.
Oh, yeah.
Because if she's pointing...
The map can tell me that.
Yeah, because if she's pointing me at the closest thing, I can already see that on my map. I already know it's there. Don't tell me that. Tell me what I should do next, not what I could do next, damn it. And I tested this, too, because I was okay, I talked to this, they told me to do the Poison Team Star. I went to a different one, and she's you should do the Dark Team Star. And I was just well, yeah, that's the closest one. So I did it, and Dark Team Star is pathetically easy. I was over-leveled for it. This game it's too easy to over-level because you can't tell what levels you should be at for the various challenges. You have to look it up. And that's what I did by the end. I was just okay, I beat Ghost, so I have Ice and Psychic next. Which one is harder? Ice is harder? I'll do Psychic. So, I don't know. Every time something goes open world, I feel it's the death of level design and an actual thought out experience. They didn't think out the experience very well because they were just the player can go everywhere. They'll love it. They love when you give them freedom, even though there isn't any real freedom at all.
It's true. No, I see what I see what you mean because going down the path of Titans definitely did completely just fucking ruin a lot of those early gyms that I did last for some reason. Totally shouldn't have. Whatever.
Now, did your Pokemon ever hit the point of not obeying you? Because the only way to get that increased
was
is
from
gyms.
A little bit. But it was only one or two I had on my team. I know I remember catching the Dawn Fan variant in Scarlet, and that fucker was level 45, and he would disobey me, I'd say 20% of the time.
Oh, okay.
But
so I was curious about that because I only let it happen to me once. It only happened to me once, and that's because I caught a Pokemon.
Yeah.
way higher level than I should have. And he disobeyed me constantly during the one time I used him before I, like, got the appropriate gym badge. It was like 6 turns of him not doing anything.
Oh, wow.
He just refused to fight. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Is this what they're doing? Well, now I have to focus the gym battles first. Because I'm not dealing with this by accident. Just because he's like 1 level over. Because he was just 1 level over. It was awful. I still caught the Pokemon he was fighting. But who was also over leveled. Because... yeah, the first thing I did, which is the nice part, I would say, about this open world, is you can go and you can catch the Pokemon you want immediately. Because that's what I did. I went and I caught all but one of my endgame Pokemon immediately. That's the first thing I did. I had my full team, basically, from before the second gym, basically.
I guess when I appreciated this open world more than you did, part of that was because I didn't have a plan for my team. Like... I thought I liked Armor Rouge, and I know I liked Skeledirge, but I was constantly changing it throughout the game. And part of why I spent so much time, like, fighting things and looking for items was just seeing, okay, what cool Pokemon are over here. And, you know, part of that was, I guess, fun for me exploration-wise. Just thought I'd mention that.
Well, that's one of the things I think Arceus Legends did better, is because that game was so focused on filling out the Pokedex. It did make me want to go to the various corners of the map to see what Pokemon were there. Because I wanted to catch all of them. This game, that is not a thing. You can catch all of them, but it's not the core purpose of the game. You are not... The tagline really isn't gotta catch them all anymore. That's not a thing. This game is about battling. Everything is about battling. So I got the team I wanted, and I leveled them up. And I used them. So the whole game was just a big platter of grinding opportunities and my actual objectives. My 18 different objectives. There's one for each type. I did like how they did that.
I was deluded enough to think that we'd have a victory road.
Yeah, again, we don't have caves.
I thought we would have a victory road with, like, motherfuckers who'd actually, like, I thought that would be the moment where it's, like, on site, they will fight you. No bullshit.
No, they didn't even want to bother programming in they can see you or something. I don't know.
Like, as if they didn't have enough generic cave. I don't know, like...
Yeah, we didn't have, like, a cave full of trainers that we have to get through. There is nothing. You literally just go to the place you want with nothing stopping you. You don't have to fight anything. Yeah. So there is no real obstacles outside of the core objectives. There's no obstacles to get to the core objectives. And it honestly feels lame. That's why I don't like most open world stuff, because that's what most of them are like. They're pretty much all like that.
You know, I thought the Great Chasm would be like the one place where, okay, maybe that's my Fable Lake. Maybe it was just like a bunch of fucking fields and waterfalls and some fucking crystals. Like,
yeah, like, sure, it looks nice for the game. Doesn't run very well.
Oh god. No.
And it's just like a 20-minute nature walk.
Yeah.
While your fucking friends talk to each other.
I should mention, I sequence broke that shit twice. Because normally when you go up to a cliff, your character will, like, do an animation and, like, whoa, I don't want to fall off that. If you go directly, like, diagonally on it, he will fall off. And then when he does the falling animation, it just kept teleporting me to the next fucking, like, base where we had to go to undo the locks. So it's like, I did that once, just fuck it, went to the base, directly fell off the cliff again. It took me to the next one. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I probably shouldn't ruin this whole section for myself, so I'll do the rest of them normally.
That's funny. You know, the whole thing is just a big nature walk, and it's boring.
Yeah.
It's just, the final thing in a Pokemon game should, I don't know, maybe involve a gauntlet of Pokemon battles. not walking for a while. Now there are some good fights at the end. Actually, I think the final fight where they only use like the Paradox Pokemon was great. I actually loved that. I was like,
good.
That's cool. This is like the real champion fight here. and they're Pokemon that you basically have never seen. You don't know any of their typings.
Yeah.
Except for maybe like 2 that you saw on the path. But, ugh. That was good.
Well, solid. Yeah.
Some of the rationale is stupid, but it's better than, like, Rose.
I just
You're so smart. You can build the time machine. What are you going to do with it? I'm going to bring in other Pokemon to destroy the ecosystem. Because it's
awesome.
cool.
It's so cool. It's so cool. Those Pokemon are so cool, though.
They're so cool. I want to watch them destroy the ecosystem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. They're stupid.
It's dumb, but it's not like some bullshit like I'm gonna save the world. I can at least appreciate that you had a really dumb goal that you believed in. More than like, greater good. Like, fuck you.
Greater good 10,000 years from now. Thanks, Rose.
And
Could have
like,
waited.
You know, it's not like, you know, whatever professor was in your version was like a good person. Like, they neglected their fucking kid.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Story shit. We'll get back there.
Yeah.
My apologies. I want to take an aside to mention how great the music is in this game. Because, like, this is, for me, one of my favorite Pokemon soundtracks ever. One of the parts I like about the open world is that it, unlike Arceus, it has a bunch of different themes, and those themes then transition into battle themes when you get into battles. I like that. I hope they keep it. A lot of these themes are great. At the end, when I was fighting the professor, it was like, oh, something about this song sounds really familiar. All this chiptune stuff. It's really absolute bangers. Surprise, surprise, it was Toby Fox once again. He composed like 14 fucking songs for this game, and they're great. He does the rival theme too. Which isn't to say like the normal music isn't also great. One of my favorite songs in this game is also the gym theme. I love how dynamic it is. I like that they brought back the weird chanting from Sword and Shield. Overall, I think it's one of the stronger Pokemon soundtracks, and I loved it a lot more than Arceus. And I thought it fit better in the world than Arceus' soundtrack did, where you'd have this weird theme that would like randomly pick up when you're doing fuck all. Music is a indefinite thumbs up for me.
I can't bring much to this.
You're not a music guy. That's fine.
I'm not a music guy, and I subconsciously filter out all background music. Sure. It's bad.
Yeah.
I do like the Team Star Boss theme. I like that quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's one that weirdly kept like piercing through my.
I gotta check if he did that real quick. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Put text on screen if you did.
Yeah.
Did the champion have an actual theme? Because I was watching some leak streams, and it was like glitched, and it was just like a dumb loop over and over again of like 10 seconds of music.
I forget.
Exactly.
I don't know. Like that whole fight was just like, she's the most forgettable fucking person in this entire franchise. Like, fuck. What a shitty champion.
The most memorable thing about her is how forgettable she is.
Yeah. It's like tied between her and the chick from Pokemon X and Y. Yeah, who?
Yeah.
I'm sure it was running through everyone's mind. She had a great theme. It doesn't matter. Okay. So music's full of bangers. So, Star Hideouts are this weird thing where they have a great fight at the end, and then they have this weird thing where you're allowed to bring in 3 Pokemon to auto battle, and you have to fight 30 Pokemon that they send out in a 10-minute time limit.
Oh, yeah.
And
it is stupid.
Holy shit. Who is running out the timer? Like,
a guy who's fighting them manually. He's doing real battles every time.
Fuck is that? I don't think I ever got past the 2-minute mark. Like, what is going on? And then it's just like, oh yeah, and we have like vending machines, just like in case you're shit. Like, holy moly, how much can they hold your hand during this? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, especially if you know what you're like, you go in, you're like, oh, this is the fire type one, so I just won't bring anything weak to fire type, and I instantly win as long as they're decently leveled.
You know what? You know what really bothers me about this? Because I really started to think about like how stupid it is that it's just like, you know, do a couple auto battles, you win, and then you fuck off, do a couple others. You know, these are a bunch of like rowdy, like disenfranchised kids. I want them to cheat. You know, I want to have like, I want to go in there and have like a 3v1 fight like in Arceus against the leaders of like the teams. I want to have like one of them throw like a bottle at me that poisons my whole fucking team. I want those vending machines to like have a 50% chance to have like a negative impact or some shit.
That'd
like
be good.
they really could have done so much with this, and they did so little. It's ridiculous. And these are just things I thought up off the top of my head. Like, they should have leaned more into it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so the star battles, so yeah, the running through auto battle, that sucks.
Sucks.
It was bad. They could have done something with it. You know, maybe it was a gauntlet of trainers who forced you into battles and have like a little puzzle.
That's thinking way too far ahead in the future. I would have never thought of fucking me.
But the actual battles against the bosses are generally good. I like that they have this like weird car that you fight the car. Yeah. The car is like a massively inflated health pool and does some bullshit things. They're still, you know, easy because you know exactly what type they're using, so it's, you know, whatever. But it's better.
Yeah.
I think they needed to add more to the Starmobiles. Now, this is going to conflate with my opinion on Titans. These are the exact same problem. Is they are a regular Pokemon fight with a Pokemon that has a lot of HP, and that's it. That is the only thing going for them. Why not let me target parts of them? Why can't I take out the back tire so that it can't use the spin out move or something? Why not on the Titan? Why can't I hit the eyeball so it has low accuracy or something like that? Yeah. Add something to it. Make it so if you target a part, it does less damage to their total HP pool, but you get this like benefit as well. But it still does damage to the total HP pool. So you're still making progress and weakening the boss at the same time. You know, I'm thinking of it like breaking parts in Monster Hunter. Yeah. Except in Monster Hunter, you don't actually make the fight easier when you break parts a lot of the time. You just get rewards afterwards. But that's besides the point. I should be able to do a thing, and when I break it, I don't know, the boss's defense goes down. Sure. It can't use one of its moves. Yeah. Stuff like that. Give me something. Yeah. But it's just a Pokemon fight with a Pokemon with big HP. And I like it. It's fine.
It's cool. It's fun.
It's fine. I like them visually.
Yeah.
Big Pokemon. Weird cars. I wish the cars were different. They just have different paint jobs. Yeah. But
oh well.
Whatever. It's fine.
Fun fights though.
Yeah, no, they're good. I like them for that. I just wish they were more. It's like a good first step. We're getting boss fights. We're getting boss fights against something that isn't a normal Pokemon. This is an uncatchable fairy type Revavroom. Like what? That's weird. And that's fine. It's good. On the Titans, same thing, basically.
Pretty much.
There's no real difference between them and the Starmobiles.
Arguably, the Titans are a bit more of a misstep because it's just the Titans.
Yeah, there's nothing even.
Those are really the ones where you should be able to target them or like have some additional mechanic. Like,
yeah, the only mechanic is you gotta do it twice.
Yeah, and you team up and you cheat.
and Arvin shows up at the second one. Oh, what was it? One of them, he shows up at the second phase, dies instantly. Like I attack. Like, we get into the second phase, the boss hits him once, and his Pokemon is down. I was like, "Wow, you have other Pokemon, you know. Please send them out. You're only good to be a meat shield in this fight anyway. Please meat shield harder, you dumb piece of shit." But he doesn't do that. I don't have anything more to say about Titans or Team Star.
No.
So let me talk about how much I hate the gyms. The gyms suck. The gym battles against the gym leaders are good.
Oh, you mean you don't want to push the fucking olive down the little courts?
So
you don't like that?
So here's what a gym is in an early Pokemon game.
By the way, you're about to hear something you've heard 2 other times throughout this podcast. A series of trainers.
It's a series of trainers, a transversal puzzle, where sometimes if you fail the puzzle, you get a fight. And if you succeed the puzzle, you get to ignore the fight. I still do all the fights anyway.
Of course.
But, so I'll admit, that is one issue of early gyms, is that I would purposely fail everything to do all the fights, then just do it right. But that's besides the point. So, a series of trainers who force you into fights, a minor puzzle, never too hard, and then the boss fight. In this game, we have a dumb mini game with maybe a trainer fight and then the boss fight. Sometimes, a lot of them don't even have trainer fights.
Yeah.
The Olive doesn't have one. The Finding the Sunfloras doesn't have one.
God, Finding the Sunfloras.
The sledding down the mountain, which looks awful.
Awful.
Like, you're in a constant state of, like, it looks like Miraidon or Koraidon's just trying to slow down the whole time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it's weird. It looks bad.
It does. It looks terrible.
There's no fights in those ones. You just do. I would think, which one is the best one? Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Probably the normal type one.
I was gonna say the normal type is the best one, but I remembered the psychic type one, where you do like weird calisthenics where you make faces. Oh God!
Fuck!
It's so stupid.
So bad.
It's so bad. At least there's fights in that one.
Yeah.
At least there's fights after the minigame.
Oh God!
But the best one is the normal type one because you do trainer fights to get clues to solve a puzzle.
To get clues that you have to actually find to solve the puzzle. Like, you beat them and they'll give you like, oh hey, where the stairs are in the dark area, and you have to actually find where that is.
Yeah.
It's like you can't just. It's not just they tell you the thing for the puzzle.
Oh, it was...
You gotta think a little bit. You gotta explore it a little bit.
It was funny. There's one, he says, like, a blue bird.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what to do with this one. So, when I got to the actual thing where I placed the order, I guessed, and it worked first try. For that one particular clue I didn't know. Everything else I got right. Where, like, fire blast and looking down the dark stairs and...
Yeah.
Talking to the favorite customer. I love that the gym leader is the favorite customer. That was great.
It's good.
Because he looks like a really generic NPC.
Yeah. Larry's great.
Larry's great. Love Larry.
Yeah. They must love him too, because they've brought him back.
I don't know. I just feel they're creatively bankrupt and they couldn't think of another person.
You know what? Actually, fair enough.
It's very weird that he's back. I guess it's kind of funny that he's back.
It's funny.
That might be the joke they were going for, but I'm just like, just give me another Elite Four member. Don't recycle a gym leader, please.
Well, at least he wasn't bringing normal types.
Yeah, that's good. But, and that's the problem with the gyms. They're a dumb minigame with maybe 2 fights, and then the actual gym battle. Whereas before, going to a gym was cool. I loved doing gyms before. The gyms in Sword and Shield are way better than this.
Oh, absolutely. No question.
Like, some of them are just like a classic gym, like the water type gym, where you have to like flick the switches to change where the water's flowing to get past different things, and there's trainers all over the place. It's good, it works. There's some that are dumb, like the teacup one, where you do a teacup ride, but whatever. That one's more like what this game is.
Yeah.
Ugh, I'm really disappointed in the gyms. They really fucked that up. I think the fights are fine. Outside of the issue we said earlier of them terratyping to make them easier. Stupid, and I hate them.
I'll bring up one thing that really fucking bothered me, and that was the use of the D-pad in this game. You've got left to change your outfit. You've got up to do emotions. You've got right to do notifications, which I never fucking had any. And then you have down to go into camera mode.
You know what? Actually thinking about it, up to do emotions is fine, because you want to be able to get access to those pretty quickly.
Agreed.
Notifications, you could just bring up notifications when I pause the game.
Exactly.
Down to bring up the camera. Well, some people really like the camera. Yeah. Giving easy access. But left to put on the clothing is stupid. Just put that in the menu.
Terrible.
Didn't need to be a quick access left button thing.
2 alternatives. Have one of the buttons auto heal your Pokemon.
The left button should just be a full team auto heal. And if you want to individually auto heal, because you don't want to heal one or something, that's when you open the menu and do the minus button thing. Nothing wrong with that. That's the way it should have been done.
Yep, it's just wasting fucking time.
The auto heal is great. I love that. But there should be a full team auto heal button. There's no reason there shouldn't be. It should also auto use like antidotes and stuff.
Yes.
But whatever.
Alternatively, or possibly both, have one of those buttons on the D-pad also switch out your frontline Pokemon. Because, again, it's also an alternative to having to do auto battles and then go into the menu and then auto heal my shit.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I don't even know what R1 and L1 do in this game. I can't think of them off the top of my head.
I don't remember.
So if those buttons also do nothing, then this is especially egregious.
Oh, well, the R buttons are to throw your Pokemon and to send them out.
That's R2.
Yeah. R2 is to throw the ball. R1 is to charge them forward.
Right. That's the auto battle.
Yeah.
I forget what L1 does, though.
Yeah, I totally forgot. It doesn't matter. I don't care.
That's a minor thing, though.
Yeah, it's really minor. I have nothing to really complain about with the Elite Four that much. Outside of maybe there was no need to reuse Larry. They were fine. Like, the Elite Four works. It is what it is. And then you fight the champion. That was fine, I guess. She's pathetically easy.
Yeah.
And then you fight Nimona, who's like the real champion, I guess, because her Pokemon are actually a higher level. Did you pass the interview portion?
Mm-hmm.
Did you pass?
I actually fucking didn't, because I forgot what, like, the name of any town was, because I didn't fucking care about any town.
That's funny. I didn't realize that you could fail. I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah.
Well, the last question was, do you like Pokemon? I was just like, I want to say no, but I know they'll fail me if I say no. There's no way they won't.
I don't know, it's like, oh yeah, do you remember what city they're from? It's like, every fucking city in this game is fucking completely unremarkable.
Well, and I think, again, I'm just going to blame the open world for that.
Sure.
Beforehand, when you reach a town, it's like, oh wow, I'm finally out of the wilderness. Random preschoolers will stop harassing me to fight.
Bug boys will stop telling me about their shorts.
Yeah.
How comfy they are.
I don't have biker gangs challenging me to fucking cockfight. So you like finally reach town and you have a Pokemon Center and you go, oh cool. Especially if you have Fly at that point. It's like, oh cool, a new Fly point.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. There's no obstacles in the open world. It's just grind until you're happy. That's the open world. Feels bad. Anyway, not gonna harp about that anymore. But it does lead to the towns being really unmemorable.
Yeah.
Customization sucks.
Sucks ass. I like the idea of having a cosmetic thing that you have to wear depending on what version you have. Like, I like the idea that, like, Violet is blue and Scarlet is red, but I would prefer if, like, I don't know, that's signified by, like, a blue charm on your backpack or something, rather than your whole fucking outfit being, like, 4 different ones. Like, goddamn.
So, the school uniform sucks. The school uniform is terrible because I don't want to wear a school uniform. Why would I ever want to do that? I wore the winter outfit the whole time because it has full pants and it doesn't have suspenders because suspenders look dumb. And I didn't want to wear shorts. So
They're so comfy.
It's the only one that I would be willing to wear. And it still has these ugly orange pants that I don't like. And you know what? I have the better end of the deal because I don't have the striped orange clown pants of Scarlet.
Oh God, you're right.
The whole school of Ronald McDonald's over there. He doesn't wear straight pants, but whatever.
With your clown crocodile.
It's bad. I don't know what they were doing. I like the being able to fully customize the face. I think that is generally a good idea. I found it very funny to make my character look perpetually bored. There's only like 2 mouths that aren't smiling by default. It also made it so when he did look smile, he looked like real dickbaggish. It didn't matter because eventually they just wore a helmet the whole time. But the options we have helmets, we have hats, glasses, gloves, socks, and shoes. And you know what? Those barely matter. I know someone's going to get mad at me for saying shoes barely matter because some people are too obsessed with shoes, but they don't. When it comes to like a video game customization, the most important thing is what you wear on the chest part, what you wear on the leg part. Those are the two important parts because they are the largest ones.
Yep.
And we don't get that. We have 4 options and they all suck. Also, I dislike that there's so many different clothing stores. Like, we didn't need one for glasses, one for hats, one for gloves. In the other games with customization, there was the boutique. There was a shop in town just called the boutique and it had everything. Now I went into a town and was like, okay, I want a new hat. Where's the hat store?
But nameless guests, they have to justify having so many buildings you can't go into. Because if you only had one building you could go into, that would be awful.
I hate it. It's stupid because there's a helmet I really like. I like the Low Kicks helmet. It's great. I didn't find it initially until the second time I went to that town and I was just like, I need to look through these towns for better clothing options. Because I didn't find the helmet store. I didn't see it the first time I was in that town. Also, the helmet store is really low-key in comparison to some of the other ones. The glasses store has a giant glasses on it. It looks awful. It's also funny that I can wear glasses under my helmet, but that's besides the point. I think there may have been some effort for some, like, gender neutrality. And to do that, they just made everything boring and suck. Because they couldn't think of a better way to do it.
They had an idea. It's like, wow, school, the coolest theme for adventure.
Japan loves school.
Oh, God. But it's like, man, I didn't go to one fucking class throughout this entire fucking thing. I
did 2 classes just to check it out.
Yeah.
So I don't know what most of them are about. So I did the home ec class because it was funny.
Okay.
You have the big bulk teacher is the home ec teacher.
Okay.
And I did the history class. So the history class is kind of interesting. Each class is like 6 different classes you can do. Like there's history 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only did history 1 because I don't care. And the history class will like tell you about the history of the region. You know, about the crater, about the 4 legendaries that are scattered about that you can find if you like pull out the stakes.
Yeah.
That's what the history class will teach you. So I guess it is a decently organic way to tell people about some things. There's just who would do it? Who would do it outside of just to see what the fuck it's all about?
Yeah, I was going to say, literally just sitting your ass down and explaining something to you does not seem very organic to me.
Well, when I say organic, I mean...
It's a choice you make.
Yeah.
And there is an actual reason to sit you down because it's literally a school. It makes sense story-wise and thematically, but it's... I don't know. I'd rather have it through the story in like some interesting way that comes into the plot. But
I really should have done a few more of them just to see what they were about. Like, what the fuck is math class? What is math class? Is it just going to tell me that super effective moves do 2 times damage or something?
Yeah,
that's what I assume math class is.
I know. Apparently, there's like a whole thing where you can like start to befriend teachers, and there's like a weird persona side to it almost.
Yeah, that's really. That feels like a very unnecessary system. They probably should have scrapped to make the game run at least 30 FPS.
Yeah. Priorities. But it really speaks to the testament of how important it is, where I went through the entire game and could not be fucked, and I only learned that after I beat the game. I don't know. You lean into the school theme, and I don't see the average kid going back to that school once you leave it.
I mean, the fun thing about Pokemon is you're a 10-year-old on an adventure who doesn't have to go to school.
Yeah.
In this, you're going on school as like your summer it's like your summer homework. Your journey is, I mean, we don't really have summer homework here, but in Japan they do. And that's what it is. It's like that anime summer homework thing. Assholes. How dare they?
Fucking bastard. Yeah. But yeah, it's
I
true.
hate the Japanese.
And this getting cut. Maybe not. Fuck you.
Make it louder. Give it reverb. Anyway, so it's stupid. I don't think it's a good theme. I hope next time they just don't do it and give us customization back. It's weird. The game that has the most clothing options is the first one to give us clothing options. They have neutered it every time afterwards. They made it worse. It's very strange.
That's true. I suppose we could talk about the story a little bit. I think for Pokemon, it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Your rival is pretty good in this, I'd say. A lot better than a lot of other rivals.
I mean, Nimona is way better than Hop or How.
Yeah.
Which are, like, the epitome of boring rivals.
Yeah, Nimona has some great moments in the chasm where you're going on your little nature hike. But it's like, Arven is talking about how awful it is that Arven is talking about how awful it was that his Mabostiff got wrecked by a Pokemon in the crater that was terrible and terrifying and just like one of the worst days of his life. And Nimona's immediately just like, oh, that's awesome. I can't wait to fight that. Like just completely disregarded. Like everything has to loop around back to her fighting something.
Yeah, so I'm sure someone got annoyed by her weird battle fanaticness. But I found it to be an enjoyable trait.
No, it is endearing. Yeah.
That made her, like, I'll go back to Hop and How, who are the same character.
Yeah. Actually, though.
Who are the same character who, they suck. They don't do anything. They're just nice. That's their character. They're nice guys. And I'm like, this is boring as hell. Nimona, at least, it was funny. It's very funny.
Yeah.
When she's like, oh, you don't have to battle randos. You can battle me as much as you want.
and no, that comment about her saying, oh, I can't wait to fight is immediately taken apart by the Team Star person who's Penny, yeah. She's immediately like, what the fuck, Nimona? Like, why would you say something like that?
Yeah, no. She's a much better rival. Nimona is a much better rival than we've had in a while. She's fun. Her weird battle thing, especially because each of the characters is tied to the path. Her being like overly obsessed with battle works really well with the gym leader path.
Yep. Great.
There's a good reason why she just loses to you all the time. It's because she's literally holding back. And actually, it's a good reason why she chooses the starter that's weak to yours.
Yeah.
And it's because she's holding back. They don't directly state that. But
it feels like you could infer that.
It feels like you can infer. She's like, oh, this new trainer took the grass one. I'll take the water one so that he has an advantage when we battle. And that way he'll feel good and battle me more. It's good. She's fun for that reason. Yeah. And I like that she's kind of like the real true champion at the end.
Yeah.
You don't finish the victory road path until you beat her. I mean, the same could be said about all the
shit after,
all your friends, but I'm talking like you end Titan by beating Arven and you finish Star Road by beating Penny.
Mm-hmm.
But she's good. The elite for Victory Road path is whatever. It's you do. There's no story there. You beat gym leaders. Nimona talks about battling a lot. You beat the Elite Four.
Yeah, but everyone's gonna talk about this, how much they love the streamer, despite seeing her for like 5 minutes of gameplay.
Well, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's that. I had nothing more to say about Victory Road. It's fine. There's no real plot to it at all.
No.
The Titan Path is probably the best one, story-wise, maybe?
Yeah. I'd take that over. I mean, I guess you could say that, like, the shit at the end basically mostly ties in with the Titan Path. I don't know.
Well, it ties in with Arven's character.
Yeah.
More than anything, but it doesn't have anything to do with the Titans.
Yeah.
But there's something nice about the Titan Path story is Arven wants to go through this big, arduous journey in order to collect medicinal herbs to heal his dog.
Yep.
Who's dying.
Yeah. And it really is just that simple. And, you know, the thing about Arven is, like, he's such a dick at the beginning. Like, he's like, he's just, you fight him and he gets into a fight with you just because he's like mad or something. He's like, I'm just gonna beat this asshole up. Like, fuck this random kid. And then he like asks for your help, and I don't know, he's got like a bit of an arc there, like dealing with the shit with his mom, and yeah, there's like this whole dog thing, and I think this is where I should mention that Pokemon animations are a lot better in this game compared to a lot of other Pokemon games.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
You know, the Mabostiff in particular, like those were really slow and probably easy animations, but they were effective, and you know, I wanted to cure this fucking dog. I honestly thought this dog was going to die. I really shouldn't have thought that because it's a kid's game, but like, it's at moments during those post-Titan scenes where like you see Koraidon or Miraidon, and like they're kind of doing their weird dragon thing. They're doing these weird, like, I want to say toothless, like, acting animations, and it's like, you're like a little endearing dragon thing, just wants to eat sandwiches all day. Like, so yeah, in terms of that, in terms of battling, animations across the board were more effective, and we didn't have shit like in Arceus where somebody would be like, whoa, I'm gonna do a sumo throw on you, and then you don't fuck, and then it like cuts off and you just don't see it, or wow, that Pokemon did a really cool thing and you don't see it. This game would often take its time to show these little things happening, and after Arceus, I have to appreciate what Game Freak did there.
Yeah, no, that's good. Side note: whenever you went into the chambers to get the herbs,
yeah,
did you notice the Pokeball right in the dead center of the room every time?
No.
Every time there's a Pokeball in the dead center of the room.
Huh.
And it's also the Pokeball of your lead Pokemon every time.
Oh. Weird.
Because I would go in and it was a Pokeball, and the next time I went in it was a Premier Ball. Because my Cerule Edge was in a Premier Ball. And I was like, why is my Pokeball in the center of the room?
Okay. I just didn't see that. Whatever.
There's also a Pokeball on the rock every time. In every single one. It's Mabosif's Pokeball. Because...
Okay, that... Yeah.
For the scene when Arven knocks it over and Mabosif picks it up. So it's always there because they don't know what Titan you're on in order to get to that point. So they always have to have it there. But why is my Pokeball in the middle? It's always there. It's very funny that it is always there.
Let's chalk that up to Game Freak incompetence real quick and just call it a day.
But yeah, no. The Titan Path is good for that. Arven is a character that grows on you a bit, and he's decent. His arc to cure Mabosif is good.
It's cool that you then fight Mabostiff at the end. You know, it's...
Yeah, wreck that piece of shit.
Piece of shit. All right, you're living? Okay. Get your ass beat.
You see us being a channel Nimona for a second here. A living Pokemon? It's gonna die.
And then there's the Star Path, which is neat because it kind of shows that this cool Pokemon Academy where everything's great actually wasn't so great. And actually the teachers kind of sucked at some point.
Yeah. I do think some of the Team Star guys, and they're like, no, we had to keep the bases open. Even if we get expelled, we got to keep the bases open for Big Boss. Please don't call him Big Boss. That felt a little like, okay, guys, calm down. They literally told you to stop doing this.
Yeah.
Please stop doing it. But they're dumb kids, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I gotta say, though, the one crazy thing about that at the end was, like, I was not expecting the director to be Clive. Like, that shit was cash, bro.
Truly.
Like, how the fuck did they pull that off?
Never saw
that shit coming.
Meanwhile, Penny being Cassiopeia.
Fucking obvious as shit. Oh my god.
There's no way that wasn't the case.
Wow.
What do they think they could... I mean, I don't think they thought they could hide it. That was obvious. We all knew it.
Yeah, I don't know. I
kind of like that our team is all EVs. It's kind of... It's good.
Yeah.
I would have liked it more if this game had new evolutions and she used them.
Yeah.
Honestly, next Pokemon game, I just want them to go hard and put the rest of them all at once. Imagine. There really should have been some new evolutions, and she really should have used them.
They were bullied, and then so they decided to make Team Star and bully the bullies.
Yeah.
And that kind of like fucked up everything.
That kind of backfired a little bit because they went a little too far.
Too ham, yeah.
I mean, it works. I like how it works out in the end, where the director goes like, "We want to make this like a thing. These will be like special training camps that we send students on the treasure hunt on." You know, it's like you're gonna do gym battles 2.0, even if your stupid system of auto battle stuff sucks. But whatever.
Yeah.
You know what? Even if the auto battle thing sucks, it's still better than some of the gym challenges.
Yeah. It's a conclusion to that little subplot. It's fine.
Still hate Penny's design. She still looks like garbage. Why does she have a transparent skirt? It looks terrible.
Why
does she still get to not wear the school uniform after being
that
told
pissed
off?
me off the most, actually. Fuck everything else. Why does this bitch get to wear whatever she wants?
It was fine until the point when the director goes like, "You're not wearing proper uniform." Like, yeah, they're not. If I have to wear this ugly shit, they have to too. So she should have changed for the fucking final descent into the crater.
True.
Which I guess we now talk about the final descent into the crater.
So you find out that actually Arvin's dad or mom died a fuck ton long time ago. Kinda. I guess in the future or the past. Wait, no.
No, they didn't use the time machine.
That's right. They would have just died in normal time.
Yeah. Because of a future or past Pokemon.
And yeah, I forget how long it's been since he saw them last. I guess it would have been like,
I think they just say it's been a few years.
Yeah.
So who knows?
So yeah, their whole MO is like whatever time period you're in, or your time period your copy is a gimmick of. They were super down with making this time machine to bring Pokemon to, I guess we already covered this, to this region to just kind of integrate and fuck up the region. And they left behind an AI that would curate this time machine and make sure that shit happened.
Yeah. I do really like the AI going like, "This is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
This is not a good idea.
It's kind of great.
We need to stop it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, my programming will stop you."
Yeah. I gotta fight you no matter what.
It's a good reason to have a character guide you along that path and still try to stop you in the end.
Yeah.
It only works with an AI. But
yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Which is why I like almost immediately guessed, like the first time we heard their voice, I'm like, yeah, that's not them. That's like some kind of computer thing.
Yeah. Especially once you actually start going down into the crater and stuff, and they start going like, you know, student, Nimona, code, blah, 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 blah.
That's a little bit on the nose.
Yeah, it's a bit much. Actually, how do they explain the AI for Scarlet? Because I think in Violet they literally say they stole AI technology from the future.
Okay. I don't know. I think it's that she created it. I'm pretty sure.
That might actually be what it is in Violet, and I'm misremembering, but whatever. It would make way more sense to steal from the future.
It would.
Yeah, you go through that. Arvin has this whole thing about, "Oh, my parent is dead, yada yada." Fuck you, nobody cares.
Dead, mom or dad.
Nobody cares. And Nimona and Penny are there. They say they have Penny to hack machines, but I don't think she ever does that.
She turns the lights on once.
Oh, she turns the lights on one time. Forgot about that.
It's really cool.
So the only one that mattered was Nimona.
Pretty much.
I mean, obviously...
And Arvin to have a payoff to his character.
It's you get through the biometric scanner, you mean.
Yeah, right, yes.
But I mean, like, that's all fine. They have their thing where they fight against the Pokemon to let you into the chamber.
Yeah.
And then you have a really good fight. I really like this end fight, as I said earlier. It's good, especially when they start getting all glitchy and stuff, and they have
all this weird terrestrialization shit on them.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a good, like, climax thing. I actually kind of like that the climax is after the Elite Four. A lot of Pokemon games, it's like, oh, you beat the evil team and captured the legendary. Now it's time to do the Elite Four.
Yeah.
It does make a lot of sense to become champion and then the big shit goes down, and they're like, well, you're the champion, you're the best trainer, you should go and do it. Whereas before, you're just like a gym challenger. It is a bit weird when they look to you to save everyone. But
Yeah. Makes sense.
so yeah, this is all good. I really like that final fight. I think the fight of like Miraidon versus Miraidon, Koraidon versus Koraidon, it's a little lame. It's a little too scripted eventy.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I had a real fight before that, so I can accept having a
Yeah.
scripted battle now. Even though it's effectively just survive until you can terrestrialize, insta-kill with Terra Blast.
Yeah.
What type is Koraidon again? He's Fighting Dragon?
Fighting dragon.
Okay. Never you.
And then he became a dragon with terrestrialization.
Yeah, true.
And then all of my praise for this game's soundtrack just goes straight out the window when they have this bullshit song for the credits that sounds like you can just hear it on the fucking radio. It's dumb.
Well, yeah.
It's dumb generic shit.
Didn't they get an actual celebrity for that?
Yeah, fuck them.
Okay.
Fuck them. Like, put your fucking money towards something actually important.
That's true. They fuck celebrity cameo.
Dumb. I don't like. I fucking hate when like a game that like has like a clear theme and like a clear like world like has to bring in some fucking celebrity that's like, oh, this is what I'm hearing isn't Pokemon. It's like, it's just the shit I hear every day.
Newest top Billboard hit.
Wow, great. I'm glad that you could appeal to that audience. Fuck you.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I actually kind of just muted the credits and played on my phone, but I probably would have done that anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much the plot.
Yeah.
The post game is just you, because you didn't do it, I'll mention it.
Yeah.
You beat the gym leaders again. They all, say some stuff to you. I like that they point out why some of them are weak. Like the bug type one will say, the champion asks me to go easy on trainers.
Okay.
So it's nice to be able to go full force here.
Cool.
And she'll go full force against you, and she's still pathetically easy, but they all are. Monotype teams, am I right? You think at that point in the rematches they would have done the terrestrialization stuff correctly, but they still don't.
Oh, well.
It feels bad. But then you do that, and then they have a tournament. In the tournament, the first time you do it, it's a set group. You will always fight the same four the first time. You'll fight Arvin, your homeroom teacher, your battle instructor teacher, the one who takes you through the stupid psychic type minigame. And then you fight the champion again, where AI fucks up again. I will never not be a little annoyed at that. Feels like I cheated. Feels like I cheated to win. Even though it didn't matter, I swept her with one Pokemon each time anyway. But did you use any of the primal Pokemon?
Oh fuck! Wait, you're telling me that Nimona is the last fight in that? What the fuck?
What? No.
Why the fuck is it the champion again? It should be Nimona. It should be me and Nimona fighting at the end again.
Oh yeah, well she can show up if you do the tournament more. You can keep doing the tournament.
I see.
And it will randomize who you get.
I see.
So you can sometimes get Nimona. Yeah. But did you use any of the primal?
Yeah, I used Great Tusk.
You used Great Tusk?
I really like the Donphan variant in this game.
Fair. No, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't use any of the Iron stuff, any of the futuristic stuff, until post-game, where I caught the Gardevoir one and used that for a bit.
Yeah.
Its stats are a little busted, but it doesn't learn a physical fairy-type move until 91, just to annoy me.
True.
Now, it is a mixed attacker. It's got 130 attack, 120 spec attack. So I'm fine, whatever. It's okay, but still a little annoyed. Did you ever utilize its ability on the Donphan?
That's synthesis, which is
photosynthesis.
Yeah.
So it boosts
in sunlight. Yeah.
It boosts its best stat in sunlight, or if it's holding the energy booster.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Well, you get the energy booster right before the final dude, and so I used that. It's the same ability for the future types, except it's electric terrain instead of sunlight.
I see.
Because Koraidon creates sunlight and Miraidon creates electric terrain.
I see.
So they might be really good in double battles, but I don't think VGC will allow Miraidon, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know what they allow. I don't know much about VGC. It's weird that the Pokemon official competitive format is doubles when there's like no doubles in any of these games. Terra Raid battles. We haven't talked about Terra Raid battles.
Oh yeah,
they suck.
they're pretty bad.
I see what they were going for. So one issue with the Dynamax raids, which the Dynamax raids were decent outside of the NPCs that you were teamed up with, who suck total ass in that game. Like, they are such a detriment that it's actually impossible to do like anything above 4-star with them. In this game, you can at least do most of them with what's it called? With the NPCs.
Yeah.
You probably can't tackle a 5-star one, but you can't get 5-star until you do the post game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's whatever. But I see what they were doing with it. One, the NPCs don't fully suck. Two, you don't have to wait on anyone. You get to just make your moves whenever you can. You don't have to wait for some asshole to wait the entire 1 minute he has to decide his move every turn. And everyone can terrestrialize in it, whereas in the Dynamax raids, only one person could Dynamax.
Have you done a 5-star raid?
I've tried.
Okay.
I lost.
Okay.
For bullshit reasons. I probably could have won if the Pokemon didn't have to move counter. It had to move counter, so if you ever hit it with a physical attack, which I was using a physical attacker, it would just insta-kill you. Ew. There's nothing you could do. But yeah, when you beat a 5-star, you unlock 6 stars. Actually, I'm going to talk about... So there's a big strat now to win those fights. And it's everyone uses Berserker, the Galarian Meowth, because its ability is that it increases the damage of Steel-type moves for everyone. So if everyone has Berserker, they're all boosting Steel-type moves. You then, everyone takes a turn to lower the defense of the enemy, and then you all just Iron Head repeatedly. Because you're all getting super, steel boosted because of the Berserker's ability. And that thing, because if everyone uses a defense down, everyone uses Screech, which is 2 stages down. If 3 people use that, that's 6 stages down. That's the lowest you can get. And then I think, one person uses a turn to, boost everyone with a cheer or something. I don't know. That's, the strategy.
I don't know. You can just...
Apparently, if you try to join some of these, high-end runs without a Berserker, they will just cancel the fight.
Oh, wow. Holy shit. Pokemon's already Monster Hunter.
I don't know if that's actually real.
Get out of here with your clown suit armor, fuckface.
But yeah, they're just pretty boring. I just didn't find them very fun.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I'd start to have a little bit of fun when I got up there, but I only did 3 stars. And as far as I know, you can pretty much add this to the pile of underbaked ideas that are put into Pokemon games. They keep
dancing around the idea of a boss fight. And then they never do it right. They always get really close to doing a good boss fight. If they just add this targeting thing, and then they have you fight against a boss that has a lot of HP and things you can target with 4 players, it'd be good. Because everyone can aim for a different part if they want to knock out lots of things, or you can all target one part in order to get one specific thing.
No, there's definitely a lot of room there for strategy.
Yeah, you just need... Unfortunately, those can't be randomly generated. These Terra Raid ones, it's just... Oh yeah, we just have the Pokemon at this specific level with its moveset, and it just is a Terra type, and I can just randomly pick between all of them, and it doesn't matter. So they can't randomly generate it as well. They would have to actually handcraft that. And in the era of open world, handcrafting anything is garbage. We need randomly generated copy-paste.
I like that you can remove moves from a Pokemon summary still.
Yes, that was the thing that was in Arceus Legends, and we wanted to keep going.
Yep. Love it. Good.
I also think this game's open world would have worked a lot better if we basically just had the full moveset of Arceus Legends. If we had the control scheme that was in that game, I think it would work a lot better. Maybe not allowing us to catch Pokemon just straight up. If they still made us battle them, would be fine. But if it just, played where we could actually, aim the Pokeball and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it would have made the game a lot better. But I think that was probably something that happened because these were developed concurrently.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see when it comes to Gen 10 in 3 years. Oh, yeah, I guess that's what we should say. We should talk about what we want. What we want going forward for Pokemon.
Time.
Time? Yeah.
Time is the main thing. Game Freak's just all over the fucking place right now, and it's pretty clear that this and all of this game's technical problems are a result of keeping to the Pokemon timeline and being split across multiple games. And everyone and their mom is saying right now that you need just Nintendo needs to rip Pokemon away from Game Freak and give it to somebody else. And while I have no doubt that somebody else could make a better world than Game Freak, I always have that fear that if if some other fucking dev team gets this, that battle system, something might get lost there.
Potentially. Also, we have to think of Game Freak made let's say Black and White 2. Black and White 2 has a lot of stuff in it. There's a lot of good things in that game. There's some issues for sure, but it had that whole Pokemon World Tournament thing where you fought against gym leaders from every region. Yeah. There's a ton of post-game stuff in that. They did a lot in that game. It was great. I kind of want that Game Freak back. The one making that game.
Yeah. That was also 10 years ago.
I know.
It's the problem.
That is the problem.
Yeah.
But what I would say, what I want from Pokemon, first off, I don't want Gen 10 until 2027. I actually don't want a new generation for 5 years.
Yeah.
And I want them to put out side games made by other companies in the meantime.
Not the fuckers that made the Diamond and Pearl remakes.
I'm sure they were also...
God damn.
I'm sure they were also under a weird time crunch because they wanted that to come out all around the time of Arceus Legends because they were both Sinnoh.
Right. Okay.
And they wanted them both out before Gen 9. So yeah, maybe you could do them... Basically, they just need a better art style. They can just use a better art style and to not be kind of stupid at points and maybe have more time. It could probably be fine. I didn't play BDSP and I don't plan on it. I don't think I'm ever going to play a Pokemon remake unless it really wows me in some way.
I'm going to have to play the Black and White remakes for the ribbons.
Huh.
And hopefully they'll actually change enough about those games that it'll actually be worth my time.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with that one.
We'll see. And obviously it's not. It's inevitable.
I wonder with the Black and White remakes, will they commit to Black and White's only Unova Pokemon until post-game?
A girl can dream.
Actually, so I'm now going to explain some of the things I want from Pokemon in Gen 10. As I want them to pull a Black and White. I want them to pull, we have a bunch of new Pokemon, and you can only catch these ones until post-game. In post-game, they can say, oh, whatever bullshit happened with the Legendary, revitalized the region, and now a bunch of Pokemon from other regions are showing up, and you just add them to the catch pools and be fine with it. I want them to have more, and when I say that, we need a lot of new Pokemon. I'm talking 200 new Pokemon is what we need. Because Black and White has an issue of variety. There's just too many times where you fight basically the same trainer with the same set of Pokemon in that game. And it's a problem. That's why we need more than 150 new Pokemon if we're going to pull a Black and White again. They need actual dungeon-y sections,
Yeah.
where trainers are an obstacle that actually attempts to fight you. I would maybe actually rework how EVs work just to make them a little more visible and easily controlled, but that's I can live without that. I don't really care about EVs during a normal playthrough. I only care about them when I'm playing competitively.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess one thing to say I like about the game is that they made it very easy to get
different natures.
The nature changing mints. As soon as you beat gym number 6, they're available in any pharmacy.
Yep.
They cost a decent chunk, but that doesn't matter. You're probably only ever going to need 6 of them in a normal playthrough anyway. It just makes it so that, I don't know, if you catch a shiny, you'll be happy. I don't know anything about shiny hunting in this game. I don't care to know anything about shiny hunting in this game.
I just naturally caught 2 shinies throughout my playthrough.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never found any. Mind you, I don't think I looked.
Mine was a Hoppip and a Clodsire.
Neat.
And I wasn't looking for them either. I just found them.
Well, yeah.
But yeah.
Most shinies are not found. Well,
yeah.
I'm sure most shinies are actually found through shiny hunting just because of how rare they are. But most people's first shiny of a game is probably just found accidentally, whatever. I've never caught a shiny, actually, outside of, like, Red Gyarados bullshit. That doesn't count.
No.
Oh, and I guess the Ponyta and Arceus Legends, the free
I
one.
found it! I found it!
There it is!
There it is!
But yeah.
Anyway, back to what you want for your Pokemon games.
I
I want them to be on a different console.
That's not... I mean, it'll be on either if the Switch continues to be around for the next one, or whatever Nintendo's next console is. But honestly, the Switch could go on for a while.
And I want more double battles.
We need more double battles. That should actually be like a weird...
Coliseum and Gale of Darkness were both great games that solely focused around double battles. Okay, they weren't great games, but it was a really fun departure from normal Pokemon battling, because you would constantly have really cool boss fights where, the first one was just Ludicolo that constantly used Rain Dance, and all of them kept getting healed. Or, oh god, Skill Swap, Slow King, and King...
Slack-King.
Where he stopped having Slack Off and would just pound your fucking team every turn. I love stuff like that. Those games are actually really challenging.
There's a lot they could do if they actually
thought about shit.
If they actually just made double battles a thing.
Yeah.
Not just like a one gym sideshow.
Yeah. Actually, funny thing about Coliseum, not by the Pokemon team.
Yeah,
completely different separate team that just knew what the system was and designed shit around that.
Really, as long as they don't change the battle system, I can accept almost any change in Pokemon. Yeah. I really wish there was like a real obstacle somewhere along the way instead of just being a big open grinding plate. But, whatever.
We'll see. Yeah, I would like more focus in those games, but I would say keep Arceus the way it is. And just expand on that more, with more weird environments.
Oh yeah, no. I would actually really like to see another Legends game.
Yeah.
I don't know what region you put it in, and I hope Game Freak doesn't make it. And I don't say I hope Game Freak doesn't make it because I don't think they can. It's because I literally just want Game Freak to only focus on Gen 10. I want them to have a team. I want them to have two teams right now. One making Gen 10, one making DLC for these games, because obviously they're going to make DLC for these games. There's no way they're not. And as soon as that DLC is done, that team merges back into the Gen 10 team, and it's the only games they work on for a while. Pokemon makes so much money, they don't need to put out other games by themselves. They can have other studios make the spin-off games all they want. I don't care. Make another team, do another remake, do the Gen 5 remakes. It's fine. I don't care. I'm not going to buy them anyway.
With all that said, I hope that everyone at home is ready for the slew of new Pokemon games getting announced in 2023.
No, actually, they're pretty good about their announce. They only really announce like a year ahead.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Legends Arceus to Scarlet was a bit of a 1-2 punch this year. Well, it's really weird to think about the fact that those games both came out this year, actually.
Yeah, that's weird. I also, I would prefer it if they ditched the dual game format.
Wow.
It's totally pointless at this stage.
Wishful thinking, my friend.
Whatever. At least the exclusives this time didn't matter.
Yeah.
Because you can only really get them post-game.
Anyway, you can rest assured we will be here again for whenever that next Pokemon game comes out. Mainline or otherwise. Except Nameless Cat probably will not play the Black and White remakes.
Well, they had to do something interesting to make me want to play a Black and White remake. I like Gen 5. I think even at the time I wasn't one of... No, actually, I think at the time I was a little annoyed that they didn't bring everything back. But looking back on it now, I really like it.
It was a really good idea.
It's a cool idea. I wish they'd do it again with 200 Pokemon. Sizable, but whatever.
I've been Kaznarious. With me has been the unexpected guest.
Fuck off. See ya.
And we'll see you next time. Go watch the Arceus podcast.
Like, subscribe, all that bullshit.